What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the video, and welcome back to another discussion. So I just want to get into it this week because this is a conversation or a topic that I've talked about a couple times before, and it really caught my eye when I saw former NBA player LaMarcus Aldridge talk about, his depression and him trying to find himself. Today we're going to be talking about transition. Right? This is something that I try and tell young athletes when they are in their sport, and even people now, right? That understand that there are going to be moments in your life where you're going through a transition. It may not be sport. You may not have ever played a sport in your life. Maybe it's transitioning through certain businesses or getting, a certain raise, or transitioning from a job to becoming an entrepreneur, or whatever profession it is. There's a transition period in different people's lives. There's a transition period from young adults to actually adulthood. Transition is a part of life, and it is going to continue to happen in many different ways. But as a former athlete, right, so many times, especially what I tell athletes now, is you are more than your sport. I think that is the first thing that you have to know, that there's other things that you're good at. But what caught my eye is I was reading up on LaMarcus Aldridge. I don't know why I'm struggling with words today. LaMarcus Aldridge. This is a guy who had been in the NBA for, in my books, he's about to go down as a Hall of Fame. He's a tremendous player. But in the article that I was reading, he said he was trying to find himself, right? He was trying to figure his next step out. And I think that's something that we all fall into when our identity is only stuck in one thing. When we've been doing one thing for so long, we think that that is what makes us whole. That is what makes us who we are. And that's never the case, right? It's a part of us, but it's not the whole entirety of us. In track and field, for me, I knew at an early age, when I was about 9, 10, 11 years old, I had heard someone say, there are so many athletes who are taking their lives. There's so many athletes who are going into the state of depression when they retire. And I just never wanted to be one of those people, right? I didn't want my sole identity to be wrapped up in the sport. So I always searched and seek other things. I always went out to see what else that I could be good at. What else was in me? Who was Akeem away from sport? And I think it's very important to ask yourself that question. Who are you away from what you do? Doesn't matter what exactly you do, but who are you when you're not doing that? Who are you when you're alone in isolation, right? These are questions that we have to ask ourselves so we can dig deep and uncover what's going on so we can find the answer. We will always have moments where we feel sad or disappointment or discouraged and sometimes depressed, right? But we also have to know that there is more to us than what people can see. Like, don't let people keep you stuck inside a box, right? There is more in you than what people are trying to fit you in. So I think it's very important when you are going through stages of transition, some practical tips. If you're an athlete per se, since this is what sparked the whole conversation, right? You are not going to be in your sport 24/7. Right? You all have an off season. There's going to be some time where you have some downtime where you're laying low and you're relaxing. Well, don't wait until you're about to retire to find out what else you are passionate about, to find out what else you could possibly see yourself doing. I tell people all the time, especially the guys that I mentor, I say, look, I want you to take a moment, take a day, take a weekend, get a piece of paper and write down every single thing that you could see yourself doing. It doesn't matter how bizarre it could seem. It doesn't matter how crazy it is. But write down everything that you could see yourself doing. Because I think it's important. Because when you write something down of that magnitude, it allows your heart and your mind to see, you know what? There are some other things here that I can work with, right? There are some other skills that I have. When you do that and you can see that, it starts the process of understanding that there is more to you. When I retired from the sport, because I want to be very practical and really give, really examples and be transparent. This is what this whole conversation is about. Again, two people having a conversation, even though it's virtual. When I stepped away from the sport, I knew in 2015 what I wanted to do. I didn't step away from sport till 2017, but I knew what I wanted to do because I had been speaking since I was 20 years old. Right? Most people don't know that. They think I just came out and just started speaking. But I had putting in the groundwork and the footwork since I was 20. right? So when I went into it full time, the speaking part I understood and I knew I could get better at that, but the business part was something that I had no idea what that even looked like. And I say that to say this because when you're going through a transition, there are going to be things you're going to have to figure out along the way. It's not going to be easy because I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but it was still some things that I had to figure out. And yeah, it was tough. And yeah, it's scary. There's some things in life that you're going to have to do scared, right? But I knew that I could take those transferable skills that helped me become an elite athlete and I could apply it to the different stages of my life. Work ethic is transferable. Consistent is transferable. Discipline is transferable. All of the things that made you great at what you do can make you great in a different area of your life, right? So I hope that was an encouragement for someone who is maybe going through a transitional stage right now, or going through a transitional stage in the future, or maybe you're just, looking and searching to see what else could be out there for you. Whatever it is that you do, know that there is more to uncover and more to unpack than just what you do. There is more to you, right? Don't let anybody put you inside that box that makes you feel and think that you're only one-dimensional. So I hope this video was an encouragement to someone. I hope it resonated with someone who's maybe going through a transitional season themselves. And if you've been watching the video for this long, then you might as well subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so you don't miss out on any further videos moving forward. If you're going through a transitional stage yourself, let me know. I would love to know in the comments below, and share with me some of the things that helped you make a transition so others who may watch this can see more insight and get some more perspective from someone else. So I want to thank you again for watching. Thank you again for supporting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and we'll see you next time for another discussion.